Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Andrea. I'm your host here at the Knitting PT. I am the Knitting PT. I am an orthopedic physical therapist, as well as being a knitter and a collector of yarn, as you can see behind me. Um, I, the point of these videos is to just share my love of knitting, of yarn, all things fiber related, and to also provide you with wellness tips at the end of each episode. On Instagram, I make reels that I release right now every other week, with stretches, exercises, ergonomic tips, posture, all those things related to maker self-care to help you out there to craft with less pain or without pain. Everything I talk about is linked in the description box below, all the dyers, makers, designers, as well as links to my Ravelry where you can find more details on my projects, my Instagram, my Patreon, my Ko-Fi, and my website too. So let's get started. Sorry, I had actually filmed this episode last week, and in the process of transferring the files from my camera to my laptop, one of them got corrupted or something. Whatever happened, my computer could not open it. And by the time I discovered that, I really deleted it off my camera. So now I've learned my lesson to not delete anything off my camera until I made sure I can open the files. And then because I couldn't open one of the files, I had to scrap the entire thing I had filmed. So here we are a couple days later filming again, which is fine because I realize now that I forgot to show you some things that I'd gotten in the mail. So yeah, so it's okay. So I am wearing my newest finished object, my newest FO, which is the Isla sweater from the Ready Set Raglan book from Pom Pom magazine. This is part of my Monet capsule collection, I guess you could call it. I don't know if it's really capsule. I don't think that's the definition of a capsule collection. But as part of my Monet collection, if you're new to my channel, in the year of 2021, I decided to knit a sweater or a garment out of every month's club from the Red Pansy. So the Red Pansy in the year 2021, she did a Monet Impressionisms Club where every month she dyed up a mystery colorway based on a painting from Monet. And so I decided to challenge myself and to make a garment out of each month's colorway. I'm not someone who likes surprises, so I typically do not do mystery clubs. But Kelly is really great with her color sense and her color interpretation. And I just love the way she dyes. So I decided to go ahead with it, do it, and it's really, I think, just challenged me in so many ways artistically and creatively this year, helping me to envision different projects and envision different ways of using yarn when usually they would probably be colorways I would just not buy. But it's been really great. I've loved every single piece I've made. I've really been surprised by myself. So yeah, and this is one of them actually. So this yarn in skein form, which do I have one here? Yes, I do. This one in skein form, if you can see it, it is highly variegated. So this is October's Club, and this is based on the painting Chrysanthemums. So you can see it is highly variegated, lots of different colors throughout, lots of blues, greens, and browns. And normally I don't do brown. And normally this is something where the difference between the brown and blue would make me really nervous about pooling, and I would just skip it. But as you can see, I super love this sweater. There is a little bit of pooling here, but it's not a lot, and I don't mind. The rest of it actually striped up quite nicely, as you can see here, like little micro striping almost. And so the Isla sweater is a 2x2 garter rib raglan. And I knew when I saw this yarn that I needed to find something that had texture to it so that it would help break up some of the pooling and the color changing. But it couldn't be something that was super busy, like nothing with cables, nothing with lace, because then the pattern itself will get lost. And I think this was like really the perfect match for it. This sweater was truly a labor of love. I don't like doing ribbing. In fact, I would rather knit sleeves all day long rather than knit ribbing. It's just something with the way I knit. I can never really get into a good pattern when I do ribbing. So this entire sweater was truly a labor of love for myself. But I really love it. I think the only thing I would change about it, and I'm debating, maybe in the future I might go back and rip out the cuffs and redo them, but my cuffs are a little loose here. And part of that is because when I knit my sleeves, I don't follow the instructions. I don't decrease as much as patterns tell you to. For like, you know, a typical sleeve. If it was a balloon sleeve, that's different. But typical sleeves, you know, they have you decrease pretty rapidly so that you get like that thin, so that when you're coming from the armhole, you don't have so much fabric here, which you can see I have a lot. But I don't, in addition to having sensitive skin where I can't do mohair or suri or anything like that, I also don't like tight sleeves. Yeah, I just don't like tight sleeves at all. Like they really make me like kind of like want to crawl out of my skin a little bit. So when I knit my sweaters, I always knit my decreases. I just kind of wing it, and they usually end up a little bit fuller. And this time I just didn't decrease fast enough at the cuff, and by the time I realized it, I didn't really care. And I actually I'm debating whether I want to redo it. I do like the looseness of the cuff, but if I have to, you know, if I have to push my cuffs up, they won't stay. But I do kind of like the looseness of it. It's a very comfy, roomy vibe, very sweatshirty feel. I really love it. I've been wearing it a lot this week. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been posting pictures of it nonstop. So sorry, but not really sorry. I am celebrating the fact that I finished this sweater, and that I love it too. So yeah, this is the Isla sweater in the red pansy. In terms of works in progress, I actually pulled out a finished object and turned it back into a work in progress. So this is my August Monet garment here. This is the Nirvana sweater by Annie Haas. And sorry, that's the back. When I knit it initially, I knit it to short sleeves because I was still living in Texas at the time. And Texas, if you don't know, is really, really hot. Like I think right now down there, it's like 60, 70 degrees at least. Like, you know, winter's pretty much over there. And so I decided to just make it a short sleeve top, which I did a lot with my garments last year. But now I live here in the Northeast, and I want to wear some of my garments more, especially this one, because it is such a beautiful, stunning garment with this all over color work. So I decided to pull it back out and redo the sleeves and knit them full length as the pattern writes for. So I did one sleeve over here already, and I am almost done here with the second sleeve. But yeah, look how stunning this is. Yeah, when I pulled it back out, I thought like this sweater definitely deserves the full length sleeves. Like it is stunning. The yarn is stunning. To refresh your memories, the dark blue here is 3 Irish Girl yarns in skinny jeans, and the contrast color is the red pansy in the August colorway. And now I cannot remember what the painting was, but you can go back to one of my videos and look, or on my Ravelry page, and I'll tell you. But yeah, look how beautiful it is. This is like one of the color pairings that I'm like most proud of, because I had this dark blue in stash, or actually it was gifted to me by Kimchi & Co, Megan. But I was really proud of myself for making this pairing, because it just goes so well together, and yeah, I was just really proud of myself. Anyway, so yeah. I am so excited to finish this sleeve. I should have this sleeve finished today, and then I'm going to block it. I was thinking of steam blocking it, but then I think because of the way the color work is, I might just wet block the sleeves only, like just only soak the sleeves and then pin them out. Yeah, and hopefully then it'll be ready to be worn soon. So yeah. So that is one of the things I've been working on. The other whip I've been working on is the sweater for my daughter, the Little Camaro by Tanis Fiber Arts. I finished one sleeve. Right here, look how cute that is. Look how cute this whole thing is. And I've just got to do the second sleeve now. So the pattern itself is written, it's very customizable to however many colors you want to do. But it is written so that the rest of the body and the sleeves are just one color. I am running out of this dusty pink color, so I had to improvise and pretty much just, you know, add the rainbow in at the end of the sleeves and use the dark red on the ribbing. But it's coming out super cute. She tried it on, And last time when I showed you all the sweater, I thought, this looks really small, it looks too small. But she tried it on and it fits. And it's not too small. It's not too big either, which I didn't want it to be too big. I didn't want her to be swimming in it. So yeah, I think it'll be a perfect fit. And she's really excited about it. I am really excited about it, even though there are a million ends to weave in with all the color changes. The yarn, to refresh your memories, the red is Madeline Tosh DK in Sunrose. That is this red right here. The orange, yellow, green, dark blue, and light blue are mini skeins from the Red Pansy in the Christmas collaboration she did with Ginger You. And then this light pink is Malabrigo Almond Blossom. And this darker pink is Quince & Co. Andromeda. So yeah, and these were all just kind of things I had stashed, so I am really proud of myself for stash busting, and that I'm kind of impressed even that I had enough to stash bust a rainbow. But actually, it wasn't stash busting, because this mini skein set was something I'd purchased in the holidays. Because I typically do not have orange or even really yellow in my stash. So yeah, I don't really have much yellow, and I definitely don't really have orange. So yeah, but it worked out perfectly. So yeah, I've just got one more sleeve to go on this. And then my other whip is my newest cast on, and this is the neck sweater in my Monet collection. So this is for November's colorway. So this is November, all caked up. It's this beautiful light pastel. It is based on the painting Island of Nettles. Yes. And I decided to do the grain sweater from Ready Set Raglan by Pom Pom Max. So the grain, I think that's how you spell it, how you pronounce it, grain. The grain sweater is a garter raglan. And here it is, and I'm sorry, because I still have it on a small cable, so it's kind of all scrunched up. But here is what it's looking like so far. It's so pretty, it's so squishy. Look how beautifully that color blends too. It's just so beautiful. I'm trying to, there's some light speckles in there too. There you go, you can see it there. Some beautiful light speckles. But yeah, I am loving how this is turning out so far. Like, the color blending is amazing. It is truly amazing on this one. Kelly really outdid herself with this colorway. My stitch markers are from Senia Studio. These little crystal ones, and there's a moon hanging from this main beginning around stitch marker, and then all the other ones are slightly different crystal colors. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I'm working on right now. I'm hoping to have my daughter's sweater and then the Nirvana finished this week, and then I'm just going to be working on the grain sweater. It's kind of weird, I don't have any test knits right now, which is a little strange. If you have watched my channel, you know that I do test knit a good amount, and I'm kind of in a lull right now. And part of that is because there are several designers who have patterns coming out soon for test knitting that I'm waiting for. I know I definitely want to test knit for them, so I don't want to overcommit myself. The other thing too is just I'm trying to be more mindful of what I choose to test knit. I'm trying to really be thoughtful and look at, you know, will I have joy in making this design? Is this something that I will wear a lot? And is this something that I have in stash for? One of the kind of small rules I gave myself for test knitting this year, so that I don't go crazy with it, is to that basically that I will only test knit pattern if I have the yarn for it in stash already. So that I'm not buying new yarn for a test knit, I am using my stash for it. So yeah, so that's kind of why I'm kind of in a lull. I'm kind of waiting for a couple designers to get their patterns ready, and otherwise I'm just trying to be more selective. Yeah. So in terms of yarn, I do have some things to show you all this week. One of the things is, let's start off with the last month in December. The last month, I cannot speak. The last month in the Monet collection. I am kind of sad that this club is coming to an end, or has come to an end. I really enjoyed watching Kelly work her magic every single month and seeing what she comes up with. And yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the challenge of it, though. I think that it's not something I could do forever, honestly. But it was a really great challenge to kind of expand my own expectations for myself, if that makes sense. Sometimes I feel like I put myself into a box creatively, and I think like, oh, this is my palette, this is what I do, and that's it. But doing this Monet collection has really pushed myself out of my own boundaries in a really great way. So yeah, so without further ado, here is December's colorway. This is based on the painting Grand Canal, Venice. Look at this. Look how beautiful it is. This beautiful lavender, purple, lilac with some blue variegation, some speckles here. It is so beautiful. The yarn itself in person like glows. And it reminds me a lot of January's colorway. January's colorway also glowed too. And so if you're watching right now, the Red Pansy has a pre-order open right now till the end of February. So you probably only have like a week and a half after when this video comes out to go grab it. So go grab it. She has opened up the entire year for pre-order. So if there's anything you've seen from my videos that you have liked and you want some, go grab some. Yeah, I don't know when she'll dye up these colorways again. I myself already grabbed a sweater quantity of January on DK because, and I know I already have a garment in all of them, but January's colorway is one of my absolute favorites, and I just wanted more. So yeah, so I have been really focusing a lot on getting my Monet collection finished. Part of that is because her and I have a special kind of giveaway celebration planned for when I'm finished. So be on the lookout for that coming in the next coming months. Whenever I finish November and December sweaters, we're gonna kind of celebrate this past year of creativity for the both of us by sharing with you all. So yeah, so there's that December. And then I also got yarn from Cat Sandwich Fibers. I've been wanting to try her for a while, but Cat Sandwich Fibers, MJ, she doesn't dye as much as she used to. And so in her latest update, I was lucky enough to grab this. This is Willy Nilly 7, which I think is kind of her version of One of a Kinds. This is on DK base. And it is this beautiful minty green color with some speckling and light pink variegation. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, and I got a sweater quantity of these also. I also got some more boucle yarn. So I don't remember if I said this on the podcast. I know I've told a lot of my friends, but I did not love the process of knitting with boucle yarn. It doesn't have a lot of give to, there's no like elasticity to the yarn itself. So it's a lot like knitting with cotton in that sense. But I really love the finished fabric so much. The finished fabric is just so airy and light, and it's so warm, and it's so just like cozy and cuddly and all the things. And so I had a lot of boucle actually left over from the 2 boucle garments I knit. I have like a whole, is this skein and a half? I have a whole skein and a half of the Woolfolk Flet Bulky from my winter crop test knit for Jessie May, and I have like a skein and a half also, maybe 2 skeins of this boucle, DK boucle from J'adore Fibers, and I use this for the Knit Sisu cardigan. And then I have all these leftovers. I didn't want them to just sit there, but I don't have enough to make anything with both of them combined even. So I decided, I asked J'adore Fibers to dye up some boucle for me, and she ended up dyeing a bunch of boucle actually. And I asked her for pistachio ice cream, this beautiful green, light green, minty color. I'm really into minty greens these days, I think. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another winter crop sweater, but I'm going to stripe it. I'm going to make a striped one, a wide striped one with these 3 together. So the winter crop is flat bulky, but I can get that by holding the DKs double. So that's what I'm going to do. I also got my Craft Me Not Yarn Co. Moth Collection pre-order in. And so what I got in her pre-order was she offered this time some bear skeins of yarn at like a lower price too, undyed yarn. So I got 2 of those. So this is on the sock base, 80% merino, 20% nylon. So this is just undyed. And I got these 3 for a colorwork sweater to hopefully do together. So these 3, this one is olive juice, this beautiful olive green. This one is praline and Spanish moon. And I decided to do this way because I loved all 3 of these so much that if money fell from trees, I would just get sweater quantities in all 3 colors. But money does not fall off trees, so I did the next best thing I could, and I decided to get 1 skein of each for a colorwork sweater so I could still have all these beautiful colors just together in a sweater. So yeah. They're beautiful. These tonals are so beautiful. Especially olive juice really blew me away in person. There's so much depth to it. Yeah. Actually, they all kind of did. I kind of love them all. Sarah, I love them all. Like, they're beautiful. All right, and the last yarn I got in the mail, I know, this is actually a lot, is I did an order from Ching Fiber. She is in, I believe she's in the UK. I think she's in the UK. Yeah. I think she's in London or something. But I got a sweater quantity of Ocean Knit on her fingering base. And I got this originally, in the pictures online, it was a lot more pastel looking. Like the colors were a lot lighter. It is a little bit darker than I expected. But I think what I'm going to do is hold it double with some kind of silvery white slub that I have for a garment, and I think that will help soften the colors more to what I was expecting, and also just help balance out the variegation too, so that there isn't any pooling. Yeah, so I got that, but the main reason I got Ching Fiber was because I was feeling really sad after I realized that I really cannot do suri at all. And so then in my feeling sad for myself, I went and bought some Veranita from Ching Fiber. So Veranita is their 100%, or no, it's not 100%, sorry, 79% cashmere, 21% silk. It is their cashmere lace base, and it is supposed to be a substitute for mohair and suri for people who cannot handle it, or for people who just want a touch of luxury. It is expensive, you know, because it is mostly cashmere, but it is so soft and so light. I am going to hold it for a garment, hold it double with something. I don't really know what yet. I got 4 of them, so it was a pricey order, but because I was paying for shipping all the way from the UK, I decided to get these 2. Yeah, so this is the colorway Blush. But yeah, you can see how light and fluffy and soft it is. Yeah. So that is it for my acquisitions. It was a lot more than I thought it would be. I mean, some of them were pre-orders. So what I'm really looking forward to is at the end of the month, I'm going to the Rose City Yarn Crawl in Portland, Oregon with some of my friends. I'm going with Aro from Aro Knits and Pearls, and her friends Shanna and Megan from Salt Lake City. I mean, they're my friends too. And I'm also going with J'adore Fibers and the Red Pansy. And we're all going to stay in an Airbnb together and go visit some yarn shops and just have a good time and hang out and knit. I'm really looking forward to it. I am not planning to buy a lot. That's what I say. We'll see how it is when I come back. I'm not planning to buy a lot. I don't tend to buy as much when I see yarn in person because I think like seeing the sheer volume of it makes me like, ugh. And so I'm a little more mindful of my purchasing than I am when it's online purchasing. I'm really excited because we are going to go see Explorer Knits, Trunks Show, and probably Coast to Coast Yarn also. I'm really excited to meet Ali in person for the first time. So yeah, if you are going to be at the yarn crawl and if you see me, please feel free to come say hi. I'd love to meet you and say hi as well. So for this episode's wellness tip, I want to talk about strengthening and stretching and why they go together. So if you haven't noticed on my reels, I do post a lot of stretching and release videos. And those are great to do, but it is equally important to follow up your stretching and releasing with strengthening, or the other way around, strengthen and then also stretch and release any tension that you have. And that's important because so one of the things I hear a lot is people will come see me and they'll tell me like, my chiropractor said that my spine is, you know, coming out of place, like my back just keeps slipping out, or my joints are just slipping out of place, and so they correct me by cracking my back to put everything back in place. But then I have to keep going back. And that is because, sure, your joints might be out of place to begin with, and you might need that correction. But if your muscles are not strong enough to hold that correction, you're just going to keep slipping back out and having to go back to get corrected again. And so that's why it's important to strengthen on top of stretching and releasing. You know, you can have tight shoulders and you can stretch them out, but if you don't strengthen the muscles surrounding that joint to help hold the correct posture, you're not going to be, you're just going to keep going in a cycle continually, right? So like a great example is, a lot of people tell me, you know, like I try to sit up straight and, you know, I'll sit up straight and then after like a minute, I'm just so tired, I just slump back down again. Or they'll tell me like, I just can't seem to hold it. Like my body it just seems uncomfortable. I don't think I can do it. And part of that is because your muscles are not used to it. They're not strong enough to hold that position anymore. So on top of trying to improve your posture and releasing any tightness you might have, you have to strengthen the correct muscles to help hold the correct positioning. And so that's why I try to pair any of my release videos. I try to make sure I have a strengthening video that will complement it well too. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that gives you an idea behind why both things are important and why it's important to do both things. I think that's it for this week. Sorry. If you're looking at me this whole video and you're thinking my hair looks kind of strange, it's because it does. I got one of those like wave curlers, like the ones that create waves in your hair. I just like bought it on a whim today at CVS and decided to try it, and it did not look good. It did not look good. So then I had to like try to straighten my hair back out. And that is why. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate. I don't really celebrate, but today I am celebrating self-love and self-care. So to all of you out there, happy Valentine's Day. I hope that you know that you are worthy of love, whether it's from someone else or from yourself. I think that self-love is a little bit more important, because if you don't love yourself, then how can you accept that other people will love you, right? We have to value ourselves, and our value and our worth, our feeling of worthiness should come from within and not from other people. Just my 2 cents. Yeah. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything. And I will see you guys after I'm back from Portland. Bye. Happy knitting.